Hello and welcome to Liberty Nation's LNTV. I'm your host Mark Angelides, and today I'm joined by our legal affairs editor, Mr. Scott DeCosenza, to discuss, of all things, flavored vaping. Now these were set to be banned, but now it seems they're not. What's the latest, Scott?
Well, the Trump administration had made an announcement that they were going to ban flavored nicotine products up and down the line. And they were set to implement that pursuant to the FDA's authority to regulate nicotine products.
This is because flavored vapes or cigarettes would entice children. Is that the reason behind it?
I'll tell you, Mark, that's a curious yes is the short answer to your question. But the longer answer, I think, is more curious, which is that the idea that people choose tobacco flavored vape because they're adults and they wouldn't choose other flavors is just wrong. Juul, the largest player in the United States vape market, 70% of their products sold were mint flavored products. So people don't often, tobacco has nicotine in it. And that's why people generally choose to use it, not because of this overwhelming positive association with the flavor of tobacco. So yes, kids may be more likely to smoke or use a mint flavored vape product than a tobacco flavored one, but that's also true for adults.
Yeah, I used to have an employer who was a dedicated smoker, but when he went on to vaping, he chose, I believe it was Captain Crunch flavor. And this is a fully grown man.
Right.
Captain Crunch flavor vape liquid.
Tim Donner of LibertyNation.com himself, I don't think I'm telling tales out of school when I say that he chooses, I think, chocolate flavored vape product. So, it's not a juvenile thing for the palate to not prefer tobacco flavor over any number of other flavors. So that's what was supposed to have been banned.
So why the reversal now?
The reversal comes, we're told, from the Washington Post and New York Times that on a day before election campaign trip to a rally in Kentucky, Mr. Trump had a meeting with vaping industry lobbyists, and they presented polling data to him that indicated the battleground state residents would react significantly negatively to this proposed ban, and it might cost him in the end. It might cost him the election.
Okay, I mean, was that information leaked? Because that doesn't seem like something the Trump administration would put out themselves.
Well, it's a curious case, Mark. I saw the story reported in two papers, the Washington Post and the New York Times, both with confidential sources, both campaign and administration. And both articles seemed to hit the same key points. As a skeptical reader, it seemed to me like the piece was sold to them or shopped to them from some leakers. So that's what's going on. It's a little bit muddy still to see, sort of through the reeds.
So what's next for vaporists, Scott?
Wait and see, Mark. Sadly, I think that it must be incredibly frustrating, both for somebody who's managing a nicotine addiction, to say nothing of the people who simply use the products for enjoyment. And then if we think, Mark, of all the vape store owners and their employees, many of whom will surely go out of business if this ban is implemented, we're just going to have to wait and see. Unless and until the Congress and the president actually pass federal legislation on this issue, the whim of the president, no matter who the president may be, will control how these rules are enforced.
All right, well, thank you very much for filling us in on this, Scott. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mark.
Hi, folks. Lisa K. Donner here, editor-in-chief of LibertyNation.com. We hope you enjoyed watching this video, maybe even learned a thing or two. If so, please take a moment and subscribe to our YouTube channel right down there in the corner. Thanks so much.